if you look at cricket history, success-wise, all the successful teams have had great fielding sides, catches win matches, but that fielding side is based around a very good wicketkeeper. Perhaps I should have tried harder, but I never lost sleep if I wasn't getting runs. But if I wasn't keeping wicket, then that was a different matter, because my job in the team was to keep wicket.
Well, I think first and foremost he's got to be able to catch the ball. Some keepers it kind of looks awkward going into his gloves, and then I think the best keepers it kind of just sits in there nicely. You don't hear a sound, it just kind of melts into the hands. But also you need quick reflexes, you need agility, you need to be able to move quickly, stood up or stood back. And I think you also need to be brave as well, particularly when you stood up to the wicket. There's got to be some bravery there. If you're frightened of the ball or frightened of getting hit with the ball, then you've no chance.
And no, he's done it again. He has done it again, this little man, was he? My goodness. He just can't miss a thing. It's a new record for Pakistan.
It's kind of a bit of a dark art, wicket keeping, right? There's no real structured environment for that knowledge to be passed on. I learnt because I was lucky to run into guys like Ian Gould and Ian Smith early on in my career. And so unless guys are lucky enough to sort of run into me, that knowledge is effectively going to die, right?
Whether he's called a keeper, glovesman or stumper, the wicket-keeper is considered the second most important player in cricket next to the captain. Always in the game, he's pivotal to the team. Is that why the attraction to wicket-keeping is so strong that once it bites, there's no going back? The noble art investigates the classic skill of wicket-keeping. Is it dying as an art or just changing? Following the careers of some of the most legendary keepers of all times from around the world, this documentary is a testament to wicket-keeping. Interviews with cricketing greats past and present bring credibility to the documentary. Bob Taylor, England's best ever natural wicketkeeper, with a first-class domestic and international career spanning more than 20 years. His first-class record of 1,649 dismissals in 639 games is unlikely to be beaten.
A chap called Frank Keating from The Guardian wrote an article on longevity in sport, and he said, he came up to me and he warned me he was going to write the article. He said, you've played more test matches over the age of 40 than anyone else, including W.G. Grace and Jack Hobbs and so on. So I said I didn't, but I said thank you for reminding me.
Bob Taylor was a mentor and major influence on more recent wicketkeepers, like Warren Hegg. Warren made his first-class debut for Lancashire in 1986 and set a first-class record 3 years later when he held 11 catches in a single match. He finished his career with a total of 951 dismissals.
I remember doing some work with Bob Taylor very, very early on in my career, and he gave me some advice and gave me some words that I still hold dearly to my heart now, and I still went back to them as 20 years of a professional cricketer down the track. Bob was a great keeper, a great guy, and I'm sure if I was half as good in my career as Bob Taylor was, I'd have been very happy.
New Zealand wicketkeeper Adam Parore represented his country for more than a decade, playing 78 test matches and 179 one-day internationals. His impressive glove work and unique style placed him amongst the top 10 wicketkeepers of all time.
We've got a huge amount of knowledge as to how the game should be played at the highest level, things that I've learnt from playing with guys like Gilly and Healy and all the guys that I've played against over the years.
One to watch, Chris Hartley made his debut as wicketkeeper on the Australia A's tour of Pakistan in 2005. Representing the future of wicketkeeping, Chris has experienced one of the most rapid rises ever to this level and is showing great potential for breaking onto the international scene.
Brad Haddon, the Australia A keeper at the time, on tour in Pakistan, broke his thumb, so I also got called up to play for Australia A. So that one day I've sort of gone from the second keeper in the state to Australia A keeper in the space of about an hour, which was just an unbelievable shock.
Has the one-day international game changed the face of cricket forever? The noble art explores how today's keeper has to be more of an all-rounder, embracing the bat and gloves with equal passion.
The days of having a Bob Taylor, a purist if you like, or a specialist who didn't bat so well, I think one-day cricket pretty much killed off the Bob Taylor type mould or the Jack Russell type player. And at the same time as it was killing off those guys, It introduced guys of the ilk of, Adam Gilchrist and Sangakkara, quality batters in their own right, who keep wicket pretty well.
In eras gone by, you'd have your best wicketkeeper and hopefully he'd be able to help out with the bat. Whereas nowadays, I think you've got to have the best wicketkeeper who can also basically act as your last batsman, your number 6 or 7 batsman.
To be a great wicketkeeper, you need to be able to bat well as well. So that's when I go to training, I try to work on both disciplines and I want to be good at both.
At various times throughout the last 10 years, different sides have toyed with the idea of, just having a batsman who keeps a little bit and you see the results. If a catch goes down or a missed stumping, that can have a direct effect on the result.
I knew